So next up, it's the final for KZ2. Here is your starting grid. On the front row will be Gil Mertens, ahead of Thomas Cyprus. And it's Lorenzo Alibax and Lucas Thompson on row 2. Bud Plug and Enzo Bol, row 3. Jens Streuer and Quinn Winkel on row 4. Kevin Stehauer and Tim Verelst on row 5. Row 6, it's Fabian Mega and Daniel Tenbach. Row 7, it's Dan Zopfi and Rick Mures, with Hendrik Jan Troyens, Dirk van Sifthout, Bo de Winter, Jeffrey Fixer, Dion van Verven, Jimmy Devine and Erwin Kohler rounding out the 21-strong KZ2 grid for this final. Set to be an absolute ripper, this one. Well, the pre-final was topsy-turvy at its very best, and Gil Mertens chanced it on slick tyres when a lot of other drivers decided to go on wets, and then found that as the track evolved, it got to a point where wet tyres didn't really cut it that much anymore. But everyone is on the same playing field. Everyone are on slick tyres, dry conditions around the circuit, and after this we still have 2 more finals to go. So, our 21 gladiators now start to line up on the start-finish straight. The cacophony of roaring engines getting ready to burst into life. Revs rise, lights are out. Here we go, it's the final, and a few drivers a little bit further back did not get the start they wanted as they fire their way through turn 2 for the first time. Side by side, a little bit further back, just outside of the top 15, to the bottom of the top 15. One driver getting, that's Dion van Verven, getting a bit sideways through turn number 2. Into turn 5 for the first time as the counter is ticking down. And so Alibax looks to have moved up. Oh, bit feverishly desperate there. Through at turn 6, chemin de fer by Dion van Verven. That was a robust move. I think it was on possibly Dirk van Sifthout. As late lunge there by Thomas Cypers. I think just caught the tail end of Renzo Alibax coming out of the final right-hander, and now the fight for second is on. Cypers has lost out third to Thompson, who's looking up the inside through into turn one on P2, and now the floodgates are opening. This is allowing Gil Mertens to get away. It's also giving an opportunity for Quinn Vinkel to maybe have sight of a podium at this early stage in the race. Cypers through for second at turn 4. Thompson now down to 5th place. And it's just about chancing your moments, seeing when that gap is opened wide enough for you to make that overtake happen. And at this early stage, a minute and a half in, Gil Mertens has bolted. Now Cypers is going to try and chase him down over the next 10 1/4 minutes. And through on the inside, that was Jens Troyer, through on Thomas Cypers through the final right-hander. And Quinn Vinkel is in 7th. So Vinkel moving up. He's got Kevin Steyer just behind him. Well, actually a place back, because it looks like Jimmy Devine's got his elbows out and they're sharpened. Oh, moment there for Thompson. Got passed by Vinkel, and Thompson got compromised a little bit there, and then all of a sudden Jimmy Devine was nearly over the back bumper of the 2-1-6 from Kachmi. One driver now, having a moment at turn 3 has got him going again. And Lucas Thompson trying to get through on Quinn Vinkel, the defending Chrono Karting KZ2 champion from last year. And now they're going to be going up the gearbox, up to 6th at full velocity. Over the crest, down into the right-hand sweeper here at turn 1. As Lucas Thompson drops to 7th. So the field makes its way through turn number 3. It was Hendrik Jan Troyens that unfortunately went off at turn 3 a little bit earlier on, and is way back out of nowhere. Oh, dearie me, up the inside of Tim Verhelst. Might have been possibly, I'm not too sure who that was. It might have been Jeffrey Fixer possibly. Well, Dion van Verven's actually in front of them. So Jeffrey Fixer behind Tim Verhelst. There are the 2 of Kevin Steyer in the 211. It's Lucas Thompson. Enzo Boll gets through on Jimmy Devine, through into turn 1. So Troyer better watch his 6, because Quinn Vinkel is coming along for the ride and hunting him down right now as we speak. Still, there is no give. There's no let up. It's mainly about just sticking to your guns and just getting through on the opposition. Chasing someone down is one thing. Passing them is something completely different. As Mertens has been... Oh, well, hang on, hold the phone. Thomas Cypers is now on a charge. 52.739 was his last lap, and that's the fastest one of the race. Lucas Thompson now loses out to Enzo Boll in the 2:55. So the other SP Motorsport driver is making headway at the moment. Got 5 minutes of this race completed, 7 minutes plus an additional lap still to go. And looking at the top 5, rounded out by Quinn Vinkel, they are covered by 2.9 seconds. Expect those gaps to drop as the pace increases. So personal best by everybody in the top 6. Lucas Thompson, the last one not to do so on the previous tour. We go on to lap number 7. And Cypers is closing in on Mertens. Gap now 2 tenths. They come out of turn number 2, down the gearbox, into 3. Now accelerate, up the gears. Then downshift into turn number 4, and Cypers throws it up the inside to take the race lead at turn 4 on lap 7. just was waiting, just calculated his moment and read the situation. Finn Winkel is closing in on the CRG pairing of Renzo Alibax and Jens Troyer. And there is an opportunity for Winkel to be on the podium. There's still time, there's still an opportunity. Winkel sees over his right shoulder how far Kevin Steyr is behind, and that gap is now 1.4 seconds. And Winkel's just gone purple and has set the fastest lap of the race on lap number 6, 52.651 by the 2:01. Also, outside of karting, he runs his own car detailing business. And now he's with the 2 CRGs. Oh, right. There's going to be some fireworks around 3rd, 4th and 5th right about now, because Winkel has got the bit between the teeth, the fire lit in the belly, and he's going hunting, folks. So another lap completed. Winkel goes for the move. And is that 4th? It is. Winkel now having had this, you know, the first 2 rounds of the Chrono Karting Dutch Championship for the defending champion have been nothing but rocky. This is a weekend where he needed something in terms of motivation, and with the pace now with him in terms of race trim, not necessarily qualifying, but race trim is even more important, and Winkel has just been doing exactly what he needs to do. So that's up 4 places to P4 for Finn Winkel. He is not that far away, about 4 kart lengths behind for 3rd place. Renzo Alibax is the next one. He could be at risk. And another new fastest lap by Winkel, 52.571. New fastest lap, oh, Dion van Werven, up 11 places from 19th to 8th, 52.396. So, with 3 3/4 minutes, the unpredictability of karting does showcase what can happen. Enzo Boll now gets through on Kevin Steyr. That is for 6th place. There is a yellow flag out on circuit. Oh! Dion van Werven went side by side with Kevin Steyr, and the latter ended up going off the circuit through one of the fastest corners. Kevin Steyr might need to check his race suit after this, just in case, because that was a big old moment. Yellow flags coming out of, all right, so, Bud Plug, hang on a second, I think we might have Lucas Thompson and Jimmy Devine might be out, and now that's the move. That's the move that Finn Winkel has been building up to, and he's got himself into 3rd. Now, the gap between 1st to 3rd after 10 laps, 1.6 seconds. Finn Winkel, over the last 3 laps alone, has been on average 1/4 of a second quicker. When you add that gap, at least 2.5 tenths of a second quicker over the last 2 laps. 1 lap previously, he was about 1/2 a tenth quicker. But now there is the opportunity. I did say about the podium, don't count out a race win here, folks, because Winkel is on the move. Mertens now trying to go back at Thomas Seipers. And this is a battle I've been waiting to see all season, as Troyer gets through on Alibax. And now the leaders are squabbling. Winkel's in the pound seats. He's got the ringside seat. Just under 2 minutes to go. And now through the inside. Oh, Winkel and Seipers come together. I cannot believe it. Seipers went through. Seipers effectively, I think, might have just opened the door for Mertens, and Winkel unfortunately went over him. Oh, dearie me, that is not what you wanted to see happen. I was hoping that a little bit of lady luck. Oh, Finn Winkel, no surprise. That chassis is done. He's pulled it in to the pit lane. Finn Winkel was on for a possible victory. And now look at this. it could be a top 3 lockout on the podium for CRG. But there is somebody else from SP Motorsport that also wants to gun for some silverware. And that person is Enzo Boll. He's in 4th, right behind Renzo Alibax as they come out of turn number 4. Through into the right-hand sweeper here at 5. Into Chemin de Fer. And Boll is like the young wolf in the wolf pack. He's hungry and he wants to make sure that he gets fed properly. And at this point, anything is possible. Enzo Boll, who recently made a return to Rotax this year, earlier on as a senior. I think it was B&L, either kickoff or round 1, can't really remember. But Enzo Boll now in the slipstream, pulls out to the right-hand side, and that is 3rd place. 2 laps to go, including this one. So we're on to lap number 14. And the timer very shortly is going to count down to 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. That is it. So we're going to hit 15 laps by the checkered. And now Renzo Alibax trying to fight back for that final step on the rostrum for KZ2. Dion van Verven has been literally a bit of a surgical knife in this final. But it's going to be one more lap to go. Gil Mertens leads the way. Jens Treuer 2nd. Enzo Boll 3rd. Renzo Alibax and Dion van Verven round out the top 5. But change for the lead. Jens Treuer gets through on Gil Mertens at turn 1. Defends through 2 and 3. Into 4 for the final time. Now the run through as they bang up the gearbox through into 5. On the run down to Chemin de Fer. And then it's going to be an absolute launch and a half through out of Escargot. Who's going to get the better traction down on the rear axle? We are about to find out. Look at how close the top 5 are, because it's going to be one more corner than the run to the line. And it's a defence from Mertens, who runs a little bit deep. He might be able to fend off Enzo Boll, but Jens Treuer wins in KZ2 here at Mariembourg by just over 2.5 tenths of a second. Gil Mertens was on pole, but it wasn't enough. He ends up 2nd ahead of Enzo Boll. Dion van Verven gains 15 places to finish 4th, and also with that bags the fastest lap of the race with a 52.396. Renzo Alibax 5th ahead of Kevin Stehauer. Jeffrey Fixer up 11 places to finish 7th. Fahin Mega started 11th and finished 8th ahead of Dirk van Sifhout. Daniel Tenbach running out the top 10. Dan Zopfi, Tim Verelst, Rick Mewes, Bo de Winter and Erwin Kohler, with Hendrik Jan Troyens running out the top 16. Well, after that contact on lap number 11, Thomas Cypers and Finn Winkel out of the race. Lucas Thompson and Jimmy Devine out on lap 8, and Bob Plug retiring on lap 4. But Jens Treuer taking the win in KZ2 in the final.